Hi, and welcome to this segment on business communication through letters. See, we write a lot of mails which are actually letters. So these days, memos, circulars, mails, invitations, everything has an electronic form. So don't get fooled by that. It's still a letter. So let's look at some things which you need to build into your letter in order to make it more effective. Now, you've already gone through the segment on business mails. Now we are doing business letters, and let me share my screen with you so that, yes, all right, great. Yes, so let's look at business communication through letters. Now, see, if there's ineffective business communication, then this is what happens. It's very hilarious. So the project sponsor, he proposes this is how this needs to be done, this job. Now in the project request they say this is what needs to be done. Now a senior analyst designs it in this manner. He says it has to be done in this way. Can you see? Now by the programmers feel it should be done this way. At the user's side it reaches in this manner, and the user actually wanted just this. So this is, an example of ineffective communication. So let's not fall prey to ineffective communication. Now this chap here is trying to write a business letter, but he's not able to, and he's very, very upset. So some of the steps, start thinking about your letter in these terms. First, the clear purpose of writing. What is the letter about? What is the letter for? Why am I writing this letter? Who's my audience? All those things, of course, they remain. When we write the letter, we write it in a straight and simple tone. Salutations, they begin the letter. Dear so and so, greetings, whatever, those are the salutations. Then you have the body where you have the main discussion, why you wrote. And then you have the valediction, bye bye, and your signature block, like in the email. This should also be descriptive. And then you must do proofreading so that you don't send the letter with typos and other mistakes. All right. Now, in the beginning itself, the subject of the letter or mail has to be descriptive, and we've seen that in enough examples. Travel, server, barbecue, contract. Describe it. 4 or 5 words. Make it clear. Very, very important. Then the tone, as we discussed on numerous occasions, it has to be courteous, it has to be respectful, positive sentences which encourage people to read on instead of putting people off. I've been telling you, make it easy for those people to accept you and what you want them to. So a bad way of writing this: if you fail to submit your report, you will not qualify for examination. And a good way is, you must submit your report to qualify for examination. This is a positive request. The other one is a deterring thing. It will make the person dislike what you are saying. If you don't send me the payment, the goods will not be dispatched. Instead of that, can I say, as soon as we receive the payment, we'd be happy to dispatch the goods. Now, the second one is a positive statement. So use a positive tone all the time. Salutation. So salutation is dear followed by the person's name. Dear Miss Reader, dear Asha, dear Dr. Trehan, whatever, make it formal and let it be following, the rules of formality and etiquette. The body of the letter, use formal and courteous language. I've already said this. In the first part, state the purpose. In the second part, state the point, explain the information. In the last part, summarize and call for action. This structure you'll see everywhere. Introduction, main body, conclusion. Beginning, middle, end. First part, purpose of the letter. Second part, the needed explanation. Last part, summarize and ask for action. Follow this. Valediction, concluding line, thanking the reader. Signature, use of regards, thanks. That's it. Your letter's done. You have a salutation part. Then you have the purpose, explanation and call to action part. Then you have the valediction part. You think about 5 segments. That's it. 2 segments, need not worry much, the salutation part and the valediction and signature part. Worry a bit about the other 3. How do I state the purpose? Explanation in body. Summarize, call to action. That's it. It's very simple. And once you have done that, proofread for errors. Don't send letters out with errors. Be it grammatical, be it spelling, be it factual, data, nothing should be missing. There should be no typos even. Your letter or your mail represents you. It's your work. Don't you want it to be flawless? Don't you want it to be free from errors? Resist the temptation of sending it immediately, even if it's very urgent. Take 30 seconds or 1 minute to review it. And lots of times I've found in my hurry, I've typed something twice, I've omitted something, I've not organized it well. And then when I spend 2 more minutes on it before I send it, even when it's very urgent, it's very satisfying. I do a much better job. So don't underestimate proofreading. All right, use simple font. Now, this is a very simple format. So, May 1st, Mr. Ajay Sharma, address, etc. Then, dear Mr. Sharma, that's my salutation. Then subject, application for the position of this. Code number is also given. So this is with reference. So the purpose I'm applying. Then explanation. I am trained in MS Office, this, that, and all that. And then third part is I look forward to hear from you. Yours sincerely. That's it. Very simple. Simpler the better. I told you the best writers and speakers make things simple for the audience. Making things simple is the most difficult. Making things simple is the most complex activity. Because to make things simple here, you have to do a lot of complex work here. So get into this habit. Make things simple for others. Do the difficult work here. When you don't do the difficult work here, when you make things simple for yourself, then the result is things are difficult for the reader or the listener. Great thoughts. So common formats. Full block is everything aligned to the left. Modified block, some things centered and some things to the right. Otherwise, everything aligned to the left is perfectly all right. Common types of letters, there'll be letters of inquiry, there'll be letters of response to inquiry, there'll be claim, there'll be adjustments. These are mostly the common kind of letters. So when you're writing an inquiry, state who you are, why you are writing, specific questions. What is your inquiry? Indicate your schedule, by when you want this, by when do you want to make a decision, maybe. Politely request a response, offer something else in return if you have. Already write a thank you note, thank the person in advance. Now this way, what will happen? By writing a well structured inquiry, you are going to encourage that person to reply immediately. So responding, if you're responding to an inquiry, answer the questions and answer them in the order that you receive them if possible. If you cannot answer questions, if you cannot provide that information, explain the reasons and say sorry. And say that you would be open to helping them out with other requests. And if there is any additional information that you feel you may give, do so if it's appropriate. So simple. That's why when you do the difficult part here, then the simple part goes there and people will respond favorably. Writing a claim letter. So if you're writing a claim letter, don't be sensitive and angry and emotional. Use a professional tone. Clearly identify the product or service you are writing about. Give the order number, if there's a product number, if there's a date. Attach a copy of the invoice if possible. Clearly state the problem. Include persuasive details, that I've been a customer of your company for so long, I've used so many products, found them to be good, and would continue to patronize or use your company's products. And then you give a call to action, propose a solution, that this is what I'm looking for. There, if you want, you can give an alternative. So that's a good claim letter. Instead of blasting the person, nobody cares for you. Nobody cares for anyone these days. Everybody cares for COVID. So friends, we have to remember that we are trying to help the other person take action in our favor. All right. Now, a bad news adjustment letter. Bad news means you're not adjusting the claim. So meet the customer on neutral ground. Summarize the facts as you see them. So try to neutralize the negative effect of the bad adjustment. Summarize the facts as you see them. A lot of times when nothing else works, logic normally will. And if it doesn't, can't do much. Explain why you are unable to fulfill. So give enough reasons. Now this will be an indirect approach. We learned it in the last segment. Create goodwill for the customer, so that the customer would not be lost forever. So it is your communication that can build relationships, and it is your communication that can break relationships. So if you want to build relationships, work on all the things that we have been talking about. If you want to break relationships, keep it easy here, difficult there. Don't make it easy for them to take action. Don't follow what I'm saying if you want to break relationships. If you want to make relationships, try and follow what I'm saying. Regardless of the changes in technology, ladies and gentlemen, the market for well-crafted messages, well-created, well-structured, will always have an audience. There will always be people who would like well-structured, nicely crafted messages. So be that craftsperson. There's so much enjoyment in effective communication. See how I enjoy communicating. You can enjoy it too. Where does the enjoyment come from? You, audience. When you appreciate, then I enjoy. When I am able to help you, then I enjoy. When I am able to help you help me, then I enjoy. So the enjoyment comes from the success of communication, from the effectiveness of communication. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we need to do, we need to really work on making great relationships through communication, not on breaking relationships, on making people enjoy the way you communicate with them, by solving problems through communication, by building goodwill through communication, by spreading goodwill through communication, by creating a better world through communication. What is your world? Your word is your world. WORD, WORLD. Just add one L to word and it's the world. Our words create our worlds. Create your own world through your own words. Thank you very much for watching this segment. I'll see you in the next segment. Thank you and